Hey, this is Jesse with Grates, and it is almost grilling season again. For years, I've had this charbroil commercial infrared. It's kind of been falling apart on me. I'm going to show you that in a minute. But I've recently bought a Weber Summit S-470. And today we're going to be doing the unboxing for that on the video and point out some of the differences between a $400 grill, which is what you see with this charbroil commercial infrared, and I guess an $1,800 grill, which is the Weber Summit S-470. So should be pretty interesting. All right, let's open up this charbroil infrared commercial and we'll take a look at the inside and I'll show you some of the reasons why I am replacing it. So granted, I don't clean my grills as much as I should, but these grates here used to be, I believe they used to be stainless. I mean, they are stainless steel, but they're coated. And in particular on this one, the fire is eaten through the stainless steel grill plate here, and that's not good. That ruins your cooking quality. Also, these things tend to kind of gunk up with whatever it is that you're cooking, and then you got to scrape them out, and it's kind of a constant process keeping them clean. Also, inside the firebox, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is made with real thin grade stainless steel here. The firebox itself has actually been eaten away. Let me see if I can get you a better picture of that. All right, I'm not sure how visible this is, but hopefully you can see that there is kind of a stack of metal here, and it's just coming off in my hand as I touch it. Heat and metal, you know, heat will destroy just about anything over time, but this is fairly thin stuff, I think, and it just couldn't take the heat of the burners. You can see this is part of the ledge or the shelf that I don't know what this thing's called, the plate rests on. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a pin back here that this would sit on. It's just crumbling in my hands as I touch it. And so on this one over here, maybe you can see it a little more clearly. There used to be a tab right here on this side that this thing would rest on. So it would go on here and it would rest on the tab, and that has just completely been eaten away and it's gone now. So the firebox is toast, real thin grade material. I can see it all throughout the firebox, and I think I would have to replace the entire firebox, which is probably, you know, I don't know. It's probably a 2 or 3 hour job to tear everything down and replace it. So I am buying the Weber Summit in the hopes that it will have a more durable firebox and last a longer time, and I won't have to deal with, I don't know, my grill falling apart on me in just a few years. I think I just bought this like 3 years ago, so it hasn't lasted very long at all. So let's get on with the unboxing of the Weber. All right, this is the box for the Weber Summit. On the narrow end, it is about 30 inches wide. It fit through all of my doors. Most of my doors in my house are 30-inch doors, interior, so it barely fit. But if you have a small door, you may have trouble with that. So I used some furniture dollies, these little guys here. You can get these at Harbor Freight, and they're pretty cheap. I just put it up on 2 of those, and then I could roll it through the house and get it out here to the back deck where I needed it. Let's pop this dude open and see what's inside. I'm one of those few dudes that likes a good instruction manual. So proper removal of grill from packing crate. They want you to cut the cardboard away from it, lift up the grill, and slide the plastic thing out from underneath it. If you shift the grill to the side here, you're likely to bend the doors. So you need 2 people to lift it up at once to remove it there. And you don't want to grab it underneath the part where the knobs are. You don't want to bend down because you'll break your back, so you want to grab it right there. Or does it lift off? Oh, it lifts off. That's even better. All right, so you can see on this side there is this stainless steel rod. I assume it's stainless steel, in with the cardboard. It's just taped on there. Get that out of there before we lift it off. Okay, I have recruited Parker here to help me lift the grill. So we're gonna lift up on the box steel frame. 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna move it backward. Keep going. Oh, lift. Can you lift up any higher? There we go. Wow, that's heavy. All right. Thank you very much, Parker. All right, looks like inside this plastic pallet thing, there's a box. And I'm guessing this is the rest of the hardware for the grill. Looks like these are your grates. And also metal angle irons. So we'll take a look at that next. All right, I was looking around and it looks like the owner's manual is inside the grill. This is a LP 59800 owner's kit. And this is assembly instructions. So let's get started on this. There's a closer look at the assembly instructions. All right, so they say here that step 1 is to put the guard or the shield things on the burners, I guess. So let's take some of this plastic off. I'm already pretty excited about the build quality. Everything's nice and heavy. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is super thick material here, and the firebox is made out of the same thing. It looks like it's cast rather than sheet good. So it's probably 2 or 3 times thicker than the last grill that I had. My cat is already christening the grill by walking on it. That's what she does. Take out this little pan here. No, kitty. All right. So this is some pan thing. I don't know what it's for, but we'll set it aside for now because I don't think we need it just yet. All right, we're not going to cook the kitty today. Not yet. Wait for her to pee on something else that I own before we cook her. Just joking. You never know whether people think that that's a joke these days or not. All right, looks like a warming shelf of some kind. On the inside of the firebox, not sure if you can see that or not, looks like there is sheet metal here on the inside, just like there was on my old grill. It looks to be thicker gauge material though. It looks fairly high quality. It also looks like it's easy to remove. There's a screw here and a screw there, and this whole thing comes out, I think. I did find a loose screw in the back there. Not sure what that's all about. Okay, and so the next step, I believe, is to install these guardy things. The instructions say that they go between the tabs. So that's nice. You're not putting all of your weight on a single tab like you were in the old grill. Instead, you're putting it on the full strip of metal and the tabs are just holding it in place. I think that's a pretty decent design. And this appears to be fairly thick material there. I'm not sure if that's a 1/16 of an inch or a 1/4 of an inch. It's heavy. It feels heavy. Lift this up so you can see it. See what I'm doing. Okay, so those are our grates. Set those aside for now. Wow, it's nice and heavy grade material there. I like that. Looks like it's been maybe welded together. Now there's supposed to be something that goes right here. Let me open these doors and see if it's in there. Yeah, there's more stuff in there. All right, let me move this out of the way a little bit. All right, looks like there's more stuff in the doors here, so let's open them up. Okay, lots of stuff in here. Let's see what we got. Piece of cardboard. It's a battery pack, looks like, for the igniters. All right, these look like the side tables. This is all HDPE2 recyclable. Another piece of cardboard. Let's see what's in this box. This is not HDPE, not recyclable. I believe this is what I'm looking for though. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So we found this thing. And the instructions say that it goes in there with a little grated thing to this side and the little hat on top. So, I don't actually know what that is, but I guess it looks cool. A little difficult to get it in there, but it just drops right in. All right, after we've got the little hats on the burners, next thing to do is put the grates on. Okay, and I believe they just go on like this. That's one. That's two. Cool. And the next part of the instruction says to put the little warming rack on. So that goes right there like that. Okay, and now we get the pleasure of installing the wings on the sides. Grab this guy. I'm guessing this is the other wing. Okay, I think I have these backward. So inside this box, there's this little tin, and inside the tin, there's a bag full of nuts and a wrench, and I believe that's what we use. In addition, there are these little plates. We also need those. I don't know what that is yet. Take our little plates, try not to drop them through the floorboards of the deck here. That would be bad. And our wrench. I have wrenches, but it's nice when they include a wrench. And there are these little plastic things in here too. Little plastic clips. I'm gonna make sure I hold on to those. All right, so the instructions say that I'm gonna use 2 of these clips with 2 of these screws to attach each end table. So we're gonna take this guy and it's gonna go in here like this. And I believe the table kind of slots on there. Yeah, looks like it kind of slots in there so you don't have to hold it the entire time. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then once it's slotted on, should be pretty easy. All right, this is a slightly better view here. So they're hard to see, but these little metal clips are like hooks that stick straight up, and the stainless of the table slots down on top of it so that you don't have to hold it while you're screwing this on. So we're just gonna take this and put it in the hole, finger tight, and same thing for this side. Finger tight. We'll take the included wrench. Looks like the small side. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. And that's one table on. All right, I thought I'd show from a different angle the slotting process so you can see how that works. So these little metal hooks here are going to hold it on while I screw it. So I'm just gonna place this over top and slot it in. I find the back one's a little harder to get, and it helps if you hold it at an angle while you're sliding it in there. And now that it's on the hooks, it can be screwed down. All right, so another plate, another screw. And if you find that it doesn't line up with the hole, you can just kind of move the sheet metal back and forth. And then just put it on with finger tightness. Again, you can move it back and forth to expose the hole if you need to. And then same thing as before, tighten it down with the supplied wrench. There we go, that one's on. Okay, according to our instructions, step 3 is going to be to install that piece of sheet metal inside the cabinet that I found earlier. And we're gonna use the little plastic clips and the screws to do that. So let's get started. Here's our weird piece of metal. And it looks like it's going to go like this. And it's got a hole right here. And that's going to go into the hole right here. And then it's got 2 square holes, or 2 slotted holes on the bottom. And those are going to go into the bottom of the grill here. Looks like we need to attach the little plastic clips first though. So these are the screws that we're going to be using. They've got what looks like a nylon washer, and they're self-tapping machine screws. Put them there. And then these are the clips, little black plastic clippy things. I think what's going to happen is we're going to put the clippy things in the hole, like so. For the bottom one, the clippy things actually go into the base of the unit. They go into the square holes. So there are square holes and there are rounded holes, and they don't go in the rounded holes. Pretty simple. All right, so that's gonna go right there like that. And I'm gonna drive this screw through from the other side. Let me get a screwdriver for that. I'm not sure that they included one. All right, I just got a Phillips head screwdriver, and I'm gonna screw in from the other side. The trick is aligning it. There we go. Okay, that's one. No kitties. No kitties allowed. Okay, the next step is to install the batteries into the battery holder here. And they go in with the nubby part of the battery facing up. I haven't seen D-cell batteries since I was a kid in the 80s. All right, there we go. All right, and once you have the batteries on, you don't actually need to remove these screws. Just leave them on, and you can put them into the hole and slot them down like so, and then tighten them up from the other side. All right, and now it's on there. We're on step 5. So now we're going to install the drip tray. I believe it just slides in. Like so. And also the removable tray. Looks like they give you 2 of these, which is kind of nice. And so, looks like they just go in there like so. All right, we're gonna do this slightly out of order. So 6 is about setting up the rotisserie, but while I've got the camera down here, we're gonna do 7. And 7, actually part of 6 has something about these guys. I think these have something to do with the rotisserie. I guess these are the spits. And so they are storable here, which is kind of cool. Tracy's going to be really excited about the rotisserie. She's going to lose her mind. There we go. Oh, but also they've got these screw things, and this is how you attach them to the rotisserie spit. So it's like a clamp. Just kind of put that there. Install these first. That way you don't lose them. Yeah, Tracy's gonna lose her mind. She's gonna love this. She'll make me do all the cooking, but she's gonna love that it has it. All right. Oh, and this rod thing that we found on the side of the grill, this is the rotisserie spit. And for storage, it slides in the side back here, like so. Didn't even realize that was in there. All right, well, I've got the camera down at this funky tripod angle. Let's see if we can figure out the hose connection here. Okay, so we're gonna do take 2 of this. The first time I had a little bit of difficulty. So the way this works is, this is a quick connect. You slide it back like this, then you put it on there, and you kind of push, and then you have to push the collar forward like that until it snaps, and then it's on there. All right, and back around to inside the cabinet again. I'm not sure what this chainy thing is for, but it's part of the instructions. We're supposed to do something with it. All right. What is this? Okay, so this is strange. This is to hold a match. So if the electric igniter fails, you put a match in the end there, and that way you can stand further away when you light it with a match. I don't really know why. I mean, I guess that's a good thing, just in case the electric igniter fails, but I think you could just change the batteries too. All right, so this is the side grill burner thing. And this was in here. There was also some plastic on the outside here that I removed. So we've already, that hose that we hooked up was underneath this. So it looks like that just sits in there like that. All right, and it screams at you, remove plastic. So what's that all about? Is there plastic on there? Okay. It's really hard to get a grip on, but this is a plastic coating, this white. There we go. Great. Cool. All right, next up, now that I've got the tripod up pretty high again, let's take a look at this rotisserie. There's the rotisserie. Nice big beefy box there. So you push this little button in and it releases the latch. And it's supposed to come up further. Okay, so there's like a little piece of metal on this side. If you look in here, it's getting stuck. So once you release it, it just kind of pops out. Okay. And this guy slides down on here like this. Okay. And then you can take your rotisserie pole. There we go. Goes in right like that. There we go. Then it looks like you can take these guys and slide them onto the rotisserie pole here. Yeah, there we go. And so you can tighten them down like this. And then I guess that's where you put your meat. Yeah, there we go. Okay, kind of cool. It's a little clunky, kind of getting that all set up, but I think it's okay. And then for storage, this cord goes back in there. You release that tab, and boom, you're done. All right, looks like the next step is the lamp. I know I'm doing these steps a little out of order. So this is the lampy thing. Little LED there, a little bit of plastic on it. And it looks like you need a screwdriver to open it. It says it should just come apart at that point. Okay, so if you push right here, it comes apart. There we go. And then inside here is a little battery tray. You can slide that out. All right, batteries in the battery tray. There we go. Slide that back in, like so. And now for this thing, we need to take apart these two screws here in order to put it onto the handle. Okay, then the clamp comes apart, like so. With this piece, the clamp, it's important that the screw hole here is on the bottom. Otherwise your light's going to be pointing up and it's not going to do you any good. I seem to have stripped one of these two screws I'm not sure which one it was. And I'm not sure why it's stripped because I'm not using a lot of force here. Cleaned off the material that had accumulated from me stripping it. See if it goes back on. Seems all right. Okay, and then your light goes on there like so. Okay. Hey, we got light. No clue how to turn it off though. Okay, so apparently this light turns on when the grill opens. It's got a tilt sensor, and when I close it, it turns off, and when I open it, it turns back on again. That's pretty cool. All right, I think the only thing to do now is take off the rest of the plastic. So, there's also a bit of plastic on this control thing here. Looks like that's a propane gauge. And I think the final step is going to be to install a propane bottle. All right, so this is pretty interesting. This is apparently a tank scale. So what you do is you loosen this up and you actually lift your tank up onto this hook. And you get it on there, which may be easier said than done. Maybe tighten that top clip first. There we go. Get it on there. And then should be able to tighten that so that it stays in place. And so now you've got like a little indicator right here of how full your tank is. So I've got maybe half a tank, a little less than half a tank. And also you have an electrical button here that shows me that I'm at half a tank. Kind of neat, I like it. Looks like I missed a spot. There's, can't figure out how to get it off though. There we go, right down at the bottom. Got to find all the plastic, there's a lot of it. So I read the user manual and I think I understand what all the controls do now. So the Sear station is this center burner right here, and it's the center burner under the grill right there. So in order for this to start, you have to have the two adjacent burners on. So we can turn on the first one. Not sure if you can see the blue there of that burner on. And the second one, you can see the blue a little bit on that one. And so now these two burners are on. And so now we can turn on the Sear station burner. There it is. And so that just gives you like a little bit more concentrated heat right in the center here for searing things, I think. This burner at the back here is the Rotisserie burner, and it's a little tricky to light. So the control knob for it is right here on the far left, and my understanding is that you have to hold it in this way as you light it. So you hold it in, you move it over to the ignite, the flame travels across, and I'm still holding it in. And I'm going to hold it in for about 20 seconds until it glows red. And then once it's glowing red, I think I can let go. And it'll just work. So that's pretty cool. And then the other thing that I didn't understand at first was what this was. This is a smoker. So there's a regular burner in there, and what you do is you can load like wood chips up in there, and then that's controlled by this knob over here on the far right. And it's the same way. It's got that super flame when you push it in. And I guess that's for catching the wood chips on fire or something. I'm not real sure. I haven't read up on it entirely yet. But then you can adjust it without pushing it in by just kind of turning the knob. Okay, and then the side table is pretty straightforward. Open the lid up, and then turn it to light. Hit the button, it lights, and you push down on this one, and you can adjust the heat when you push down. This one's odd because the other burners, let me just verify I'm not talking out of my ass here. Yeah, the other burners, you can change the temperature, you can change the gas flow without pushing the knobs down. But this one, you have to push the knob down to change it. I'm not sure why that is. All right, so I figured out why my lights weren't working. Apparently I had the D batteries in upside down. So one press of the button turns on the lights, one press turns it off. Pretty sweet. I don't know, maybe I'll do a follow-up video or something if anyone has any questions, but I mostly just wanted to assemble it, put it together, and give my initial impressions. I mean, it seems very solid, seems well made. You know, I don't know if it's worth 4 times the cost of my old grill, but time will tell. We'll see. So this is Jesse with Create This. Thanks for watching. I have a link to this down below the video in the description. I bought this on Amazon with my own money. Nobody sent me this for free. I just wanted one, and I needed a new grill. So check out those links down below if you want a similar model. I've got a link that you can click over to buy it on Amazon. And as always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.